If you are coming to Barbados, just know that every single thing that you say is being legally listened to by the government of Barbados, as the government recently passed legislation to legalize phone and wiretapping to listening to citizens' private conversations. Now, something very deep is going on in Barbados and in the Caribbean. And I wanted to look at this thing from a very, in-depth perspective, not just a layman perspective, because the Attorney General in Barbados announced that the soldiers, the army, the military in Barbados will have powers to arrest, civilian arrest, where the soldiers can now be arresting law-abiding citizens. Now, this type of behavior is not normal. This is totally out of the way, and you only see it in specific countries. Now, interesting enough, two of those countries are one, Egypt, and in Nigeria. Ironically, Egypt is one of the largest shareholders in the Afrexim Bank, which is supposed to set up headquarters in Barbados, and also Nigeria is playing a leading role in establishing the Afrexim Bank right here in the Caribbean. So much so that during the crop over period in Barbados, that the president of Nigeria was in Grenada meeting with all of the respective persons, including personnel from Barbados, to bring and to further the agenda of the Afrexim Bank. Now, this idea of having the military in Barbados possess these powers to arrest these citizens, similar happened with the group called Boko Haram. When this specific group, Boko Haram, which is basically a Muslim insurgent jihadist group, tried to overthrow the government, and the government had to deploy the military in a bid to, restore order, peace and order. And the government therefore allowing the soldiers to be out there doing their thing to quell this insurgent movement. Now, in Egypt as well, there was also a coup. And after the coup, the military had similar powers, much like the police, to be involved in domestic affairs. Now, to give the soldiers these powers is totally absurd. In the United Kingdom, no such powers are allotted to members of the army. So Barbados had to go to a republic to make these type of things very possible. Now, our current president, who's Sandra Mason, has been sent on leave yet again. Now, she's had more vacations than I don't know. And every time something pops up, the president is sent on leave and somebody's appointed acting. No, we are in the final and dying days of Sandra Mason's term as president of Barbados, and therefore a new commander-in-chief, aka the president of Barbados, will be appointed almost by November 30th. So I am urging Barbados and Barbadians and the world to look out for what is set to come on this country, as we are seeing and hearing some very dangerous rhetoric like there are criminal organizations operating in Barbados under the disguise of legit businesses. They're also talking about tackling persons who traffic gun parts, etc., etc. And as we know, gun parts are usually imported in storage and containers and other things like that. And there are specific groups in Barbados who are responsible for the importation of these things. And the government, the commissioners, the police, everyone, they've all been saying that their hands are tied as it relates to tackling crime in a serious way in Barbados, and this wiretapping will allow them to tackle the crime. So I am asking the officials, what is really going on in Barbados, and why do you need to give the army such powers to tackle crime? And why are you following countries like Egypt and Nigeria when they had problems of Islamic insurgents? So I will put the question to the authorities out there, and to let them to come and to be honest with the people of Barbados as to why they are allowing Barbados to go full deep into military dictatorship. Kimar Stewart, thank you very much.